Good morning. Hi, everyone, in the live or anytime during the day if you're watching this in the replay. It's Lori Brothers. We're here to do yoga again today. It's another day for yoga. And I have with me today my piece of celestite that I recently got when I was in Los Angeles visiting my daughter. Now, this, as you can see, it has some glisten and sheen to it. It is a natural formation of crystal and celestite. I wanted to read you just a few lines about it because it really is a theme we can use about our yoga practice also. So celestite is a stone for peace and harmony. It actually has a vibration, as everything does, trees, plants, gems, and stones. We have our own signature, our own frequency, and this has the potential to bring balance and harmony to daily living. So just having it in a room where you are often sitting or where you might meditate helps to lift that vibration. And part of it is because what you have around you determines what you're intending. So remember that this actually is another little fascinating piece about this stone. I don't know if you can see, but this looks like a heart shape if you look close enough. Do you see that it looks like a heart? However, when I picked this particular celestite out, I did not realize that. I was just looking, it called to me, and that is the piece that I picked. And then I came home. I was not even in Los Angeles anymore. And I was working with the stone and sitting with it. And I realized that the shape of a heart was right there in this stone. I felt it was very significant to me. And I wanted to share it with you because what we bring to our daily living, like our yoga practice, is setting the intention for what we are creating for ourselves and our health and in our lives and how we're then contributing out to others. So there I am sharing that with you today. Very happy with this stone. Hope you enjoyed that too. I hope that little bit, that ray of balance and harmony just shone right through to you today. All right, so we're going to come right to our mat and start our yoga practice. So let's come to sitting. Good. And just shake your legs side to side. Let's start by warming up. Good. And we're going to do a little breathing practice to start today. So let's come onto the floor on your back and start with knees to chest so that you are beginning to wake up the back to resting comfortably into the floor. So knees to chest, rock side to side. Say hello to the back. And whenever you're doing this, you're thanking your back for all of the work it does to hold you up. So you're just massaging out the back of the body and make some circles. Hold on to your knees, one hand on each knee, and just circle, first going one direction. This will create a nice bit of massage. And then we're going to go the other way. Circle back around. Good. All right, so then dropping your feet to the floor. And if you want to lay flat, you can. It's okay to keep your feet on the floor, knees bent, because that might help just for your lower back to begin to settle into a comfortable space laying on the floor. And then bring your hands to your belly. Good. So we're going to start with lengthening the exhale. So you're going to breathe in and count silently to yourself how long you breathe in. Double the exhalation. So however long you inhale, double the exhalation. Just pacing the breath out twice as long as you breathed it in. And after your next last counted exhale, letting it all out, just let your breath find a natural rhythm without counting now, just the breath flowing in the body. And let's pull the right knee back in towards your chest and extend the left leg out onto the floor. And just get that little bit of stretch for the hip, lengthening through the left leg. Good. And then make some circles just with that right bent knee. And then go back the other way. Great. And then drop that right foot to the floor. And then drop that bent right knee out to the right and bring your arms in a T. And if that's good for your shoulders, you're going to stay right there, or you can bring your arms up over your head. This is the supine tree pose. So flex that left foot, pull the left toes back towards you, and just rest now for a moment, keeping that little bit of opening for the groin and hip here on the right. Breathe. Good. And bring that knee back to the center and draw both knees back in. Rounding the back. And then let's take that right leg out onto the floor. Keep that left knee pulled in. Make some circles with that bent left knee. And then drop that left foot to the floor. Bring the left foot to the inner right leg as you drop that bent knee down to the left. And the arms in a T or up over your head. Pull the right toes back towards you. Breathe. Now, when your arms are out at the sides or up over your head, you're opening the rib cage, which makes a little more space for the lungs. So you're breathing in that nice yogic breath so that you're really filling up with air and emptying out as you are letting the body configure around your supine tree pose, which means the tree pose lying down on the floor on your back. Good. And then lift that left knee up, bring both knees back in, round the back. And then we're just going to do a nice middle back stretch today. So now take both of those legs out onto the floor and bring the right hand down to the right hip area and the left arm stays up over your head. And you're just going to reach in two directions through the fingertips. We're creating a middle back stretch here. Breathe. Now, if you need to reach out to the side because you don't do arms overhead, that's fine. We're just kind of reaching into stretching open the middle and upper back. Now, just relax it right where you're at. Just soften everything. And then switch sides. You're going to paddle the right arm up over the head, the left arm down. Reach in two directions. Down through the left fingers, up through the right. Breathe. Don't hold the breath. Breathing into that middle and upper back. And then bring the left arm over the head if that feels good for you and reach out through the toes and fingers in two directions. So now we're getting length through the whole body. And then soften right where you're at. And knees back into the chest to round the back. Now this time bring your chin towards your chest and let's get the neck involved, rounding the whole spine. And then lowering the head back down for a moment. And then rolling to one side, nurturing yourself up, or rocking up to sitting, whatever feels better to support your neck and your spine and how you're doing today. Good. So I hope you feel a little more enlivened. Just creating length throughout the body creates a new sense of enlivenment and energy because you're going into anti-gravity anytime you're bringing length. You're moving out of compression and into extension. And that feels great to the body. It's a good conversation in the body. Okay. All right. So let's find a comfortable sitting position. Use a cushion if that feels better for you on the floor. And you don't have to sit cross-legged. You can put a leg out, however it is for you to feel comfortable to lift the heart so that you do have a nice tall spine. And we are going to bring fingertips to touch and close the eyes or look gently at the floor. Just taking a moment now for that inward centering. So as you close the eyes, fingertips touching, use the breath to go deeper inward on the inhale. Exhale, clearing out the space within so that the next inhale, we move into a larger space. So we're just really opening up to that inner world where you meet yourself. And set your intentions. Review your purpose for being on your yoga mat. And then plant those intentions like seeds in the heart and in the mind so that your feelings and thoughts reflect and blossom your intentions into life, into reality. And then gently open your eyes. Great. All right, now for more movement. So let's get going, coming onto your hands and knees in the table pose. Start with flexing and rounding. Chin and tailbone up toward the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale as you tuck the chin and tailbone and round the back. Inhale, and as you do, the belly drops down as you flex the spine. And as you exhale, you're pulling that belly up in toward the spine to round the back. Inhale, flex. Exhale as you round. Two more. We're just really getting nice warming here. Breathe it out. And last one, breathe in and out. And then back to a flat back. Now we're going to do something extra on our lateral stretching today, side to side. I'll turn around because I want you to do right side first. So I'm going to go the same way you are. And what we're going to do is actually include the eyes in bringing our right ear and hip toward each other. Look all the way to the right. Just keep looking all the way to the right corners of the eyes. Now inhale back to the center. And as you exhale, crunch the left hip and ear toward each other and look all the way to the left. And then back to the center. Now make sure you're breathing with this. We're going to do it again. Crunch to the right. And as you crunch to the right with the ear and the right hip, you're going to look all the way over to the right. Breathe. Inhale to the center. Then breathe as you crunch to the left and look all the way over to the left. And then back to the center. Okay, and then come up to standing on your knees. Now, the reason why we included the eyes looking to the right and to the left is that crunch of the ear to the shoulder with looking to the direction you're going will actually start to reset your vagus nerve. And that is a nerve that runs throughout the body that helps the autonomic nervous system to come into balance, to reset itself. And that's what helps us recover and repair, to bring balance to the systems. So it's kind of a little extra tip that you can add to your yoga practice Maybe I'll do a little separate segment on doing more of that, which can be very helpful for regulating and balancing all the systems in your body. That will be a shorter video that I'll do very soon, I hope, for you. All right, so we're standing on the knees. Let's take the right leg out to the right, and we're going to go into our gate pose. So you're going to turn the right palm up on the right knee, bring the left arm along the left ear. And remember, if you have shoulder issues, you can keep the arm at your side. We're going to slide that right hand down the right leg. And if you have the arm up, bring that arm along the left ear and just come into a nice side stretch. Now, wherever your edge is fine. You can stay here. If you're feeling stretch on the inner hamstrings and groin and along that left side of the body, you're doing good work wherever you're at. Now, don't forget to breathe. And remember, open the ribs, rotate the ribs up and look up toward the ceiling. So you want to stay in an open state, not collapsing here. And then release and come back to neutral and bend your right knee for a moment. Give yourself a break. And then we're going to do a second round. So we warmed up. Now we're going to go into it again. Now, if you want more stretch, you can lift the toes up and put them back down. That's going to reset this hamstring stretch. If it felt too tight, you can inch that heel towards you just a little bit, and it will help you create less edge. Now we're going to take that left arm up, slide down into the stretch, rotate the ribs up, look up toward the ceiling and breathe. Long, slow, deep breaths. And then back to neutral, bend the knee. So sticking with it and letting that gate open up the side of the body and the inner hamstrings brings us great length as well. Let's move into the table. So you're going to come into the table pose. And what we're doing there is just for transition safely, because we actually have done a balance pose when we're in the gate. So we want to transition and then move into the other side where we're going to balance here as we step your left leg out. Bring the left palm up on the left kneecap, the right arm along the ear, and slide down into your gate on the left. And you may notice it feels different on one side than the other. Maybe it feels different in the side of the body or in how the hamstrings are working between one side and the other for length. Rotate looking up at the ceiling, rotate the ribs, breathe. And we're going to release back out of that for a moment and bend the knee. We just want to give that little conversation a chance to integrate, do the work in the body, and then we're going to do one more round. So turn that left palm up, lift up with the right arm, and flow down into your gate pose. Rotate the ribs up, look up toward the ceiling, breathe. And don't worry about, now the only way you want to move out of it a bit is if you're feeling too much strain. Then just lift out of it till you find a comfortable edge where you can breathe. So you're really giving your body this conversation. It is a configuration, like all yoga poses, to bring balance into the body. And then we release. Balance and harmony for daily living, right? So bend that knee. Release out of it. Let's come back to the table. All right, great. So now we're going to move back into the table for our side planks. So take that right hand and knee, line them up, and step the left foot back. The left foot becomes an anchor if you are learning this new core structure of how to balance yourself, creating strength in the bones and in the upper body. Yes, if you want more work, that left leg comes up and you're reaching out. Good. Breathing with it. building strength and stamina, bone and core. Now, when you lower back down, just take a moment to rest. Our second round today, we're going to add crunches as a variation. So if you want to do crunches, if you're at that point in your practice, then you can. Otherwise, you can stay right here for another round, or you're going to lift the leg up, whatever your variation is that feels best. Or you can start bringing elbow and knee toward each other. So the left elbow and knee come together and we extend back out. Crunch and extend. Crunch and open. Crunch and extend. 2 more. Crunch. Good. Last one. But then we're going to hold it. So you're really challenging your edge during the movement and during returning back to the half side plank. Now lower back down onto the floor into your table. And I'm going to turn so I can face you, but we're going to do the other side. So now left knee and hand line up. Take the right leg back and open the right arm up. Remember, you can stay right there. Anchor that right foot because it is a great way to train the body to find balance and build core. You can lift that right leg up. Breathe. And know that the strength that you're creating is going to help carry you harmoniously into your day. And then lower. Back to the table. Same thing on this side. We have the variation. If you want to add more, keeping the foot here, lifting the right leg up, or 6 crunches. 1, extend, crunch, and open. Crunch, extend, crunch, and open. Here's 5, open. Last one, but remember to hold. Good work. Keep the breath steady. This is how we challenge and create strength, challenge the edge, and then lower. And then rest for a moment. So sit back toward the heels, extend out through your fingertips and get some stretch in the arms and shoulders, rounding the spine. Good. Okay. So we're going to move into standing. Step your right foot forward, curl your toes under, and then step your left foot forward and lift all the way up. Stretch tall, and then bring palms together in front of the heart. All right. So in our standing work, we're going to do circles today just to warm up from the bottom up. So go with your right foot. Make some circles to get that foot and ankle. Go back the other way. Good. And other side. And then back the other way. Good. Now bring feet closer together. Circles with the knees. Go back the other way. We're working up the body. So feet a little wider. Circles with the tailbone, getting into the hips. Now go back the other way. Good. And then fold halfway over and make circles with the upper body. Getting into the waist and round it around the other way. Good. And then let's move into circles for the shoulders. Up and back, up and back. And then circle forward. Good. And then circles by crossing the wrists at the forearms and circle open. And then we're going to go back the other way. Circle in. Good. Nice arm rotations into the shoulder sockets. And then lastly, circles for the nose. So make wide, slow circles with the nose getting into the neck. And go back the other way. Good. All right. So let's work with our standing poses today. And before we go into our yoga poses, we're going to do a little bit of Qigong. This is one of my personal practice favorites. We've done cloud hands. That's in a couple of the other videos. Today, we're going to do swimming dragon because this belly area of the body is where we can actually store good chi. It's where you store life force energy. And doing the movement not only works through the physical body and spine, the legs, the arms, but then we're packing energy into the belly in order to build positive energy, to be a resource for ourselves. So we start with fists. We're just going to bring them here at the hip girdle, and palms can face up. So now the hands are open. And we're going to take the right hand, bring it back, and swim it around like that. And then bring the left hand and swim it. Now, as the hand comes to the belly, you just bring the palm toward the belly. So it's like you're swimming and you're gathering that chi and packing it into the belly. You don't actually touch the stomach. You're just bringing energy and you're reaching and gathering it with the open palm and bringing it to the belly. Gathering and packing it in. We're storing it. Swim. This is the swimming dragon. Now, once you do that, if this is your edge, just keep working here. This is a great beginning. You're learning to scoop and gather energy and pull it in. Scoop and gather and pull it in. The more advancing way is to then watch the hand behind you. So you start to move the head. You're always turning to look at the hand behind you as you scoop the energy and pack it in. So you're looking at the hand that opens up behind you. This is swimming dragon. It's okay if you're still just gathering the energy. This last piece of it will help to include the whole spine in this very graceful, powerful movement of gathering energy and storing good positive energy. So wherever you're at in that process, just keep swimming in positive energy that we're just drawing into ourselves for a positive resource throughout the day. Good. And then after you bring that hand and the other hand back, we just rest back with the hands in front of your belly. And you might feel heat or tingling or a sense of empowerment that is right here in the region that we have been bringing that energy into. And you might feel how the palm wells have opened, more activity, tingling, heat. Good. I hope that feels good for you and that you can feel that sense of how we are gathering energy that we're literally going to store in the body. Okay. All right, let's take some length now and move into our triangle. And we're just going to do the 3 variations of warrior along with it. So we'll do a little standing flow. So the feet are going to go wide. Turn the feet to the right. Left foot turns to the right and right foot turns all the way 90 degree. Arms in a T. Kick out that left hip, reach over toward the right wall, and then you have the length you need just to paddle to your edge. If it's up at the knee, that's fine. You don't have to go deep until you have the alignment and length to go deeper. So we don't want to collapse. Make sure that you are nice and extended out. Breathe into your triangle pose. That back heel is an anchor. You can look up at the hand in the air, or you can look straight ahead. So whatever feels better for your neck. Breathe. Take that arm behind you. So the left hand tucks behind. Rotate the ribs up toward the ceiling. Lift the right rib cage away from the floor as you reach through the top of your head. So we really want length and integrity here in your triangle. Now keep all that nice activity. Press into the back heel, lengthen through the top of the head, and move back up into full triangle. Breathe. Good. Now press into your feet, come back up to standing, bend your right knee and look out over the right fingertips. I am the warrior, creating the strength and stamina to meet my goals. Dip back into dancing warrior. Turn the palm and arch. And then back to your T position. Keep that front knee bent. So you want to sit down into your legs, arms up into proud warrior. Celebrate the victory of meeting life's challenges with success. Lower the arms, hands on the low back. And let's just straighten that front knee and come right into the TP pose. So you can come flat back, or you can hang deeper over that front leg, whatever feels better for you. Lift back up to standing. Good. And let's do the other side. Turn back to the front. Then we're going to turn the left foot all the way to the left and turn the right toes to the left. Good. Arms in a T. Triangle first. Kick out that right hip. Reach over to the left. Paddle into your triangle, wherever your edge is. Breathe. Long, slow, deep breaths. Make sure your ear and shoulder and leg are lined up. So if you're leaning forward, lift the upper body and line that shoulder and ear up with your left leg. Nice, steady breaths. Fuel the work. You can look up at the hand or straight ahead. Then take that right arm behind you and rotate the ribs. Good. You're dropping that right shoulder blade down the back a bit to open the ribs, open the shoulder. Keep a steady breath. And with that nice rotation, anchor into the back heel and take that arm back up into your full triangle. Good work. Back up to standing. Bend your left knee. Lift the heart. Looking out over those left fingertips. I am the warrior, creating the strength and stamina to meet my goals. Dip back into dancing warrior. Good. Back to the warrior pose. Lower the arms, turn and connect down into the lower body and lift those arms up into proud warrior. Celebrate the victory of meeting life's challenges with success. Lower the arms, hands on the low back, straighten the front leg, and TP pose. You can go deeper if you want. Lift back up to standing. Good. All right. So we're just going to do our breath of joy today. So keep your feet a little wider. We did our standing flow series, and we're going to now do some jolt of energy, some oxygen coming into the body. 3 sniffs in through the nostrils, 1 long breath out through the mouth. And we're going to do the 3 sniffs in before we breathe out with some arms. So let's breathe in, sniff in again, and ha. In, and out. in, breathe in and out. One more, breathe in, out. Good. And just feel how that oxygen and the movement and the length is just really informing the physical body first. The length and expansion and flow also are informing the emotions and the mind as well into one harmony. That's what we're intending, creating daily living in harmony. So let's come down onto the floor. Good. And we will do the bridge yet today. So you're going to come onto your back, knees to chest. This is strengthening legs and strengthening the back while you're flexing the spine. So once you're nice and warmed up, the bridge is a really nice way to bring some strength and address the spine. Feet are planted down about hip width apart. You want to make sure you have the right stance so your feet aren't too far away from you or not too close to you. You want to make sure when you press up that you aren't bringing your knees over your toes. So hold a ball that will help you to work those legs together. And you can keep arms at your sides or bring them up over your head. That works the shoulders differently. Or you can start to work the arms under you, which requires tucking your shoulder blades under you. And then when you can interlace the hands, straighten those elbows out and get that nice opening for the chest. As you work the back, we're opening the front and breathe. Now with control, lower down. Just roll back down the spine, returning it to the floor and round the back. Good. We're going to do March Through Life. So now we're going to work the abs and the lower body one more time before we finish it up with the twist. So you're bringing your hands to the front of your hip bones, resting your elbows on the floor. Then we lift the hips up just 3 inches or so off the floor. Keep the belly tight. So you're going to kind of tighten up your abs and then march. Lift the right and left foot. Those hips are up off the floor. And this is creating a great bit of toning, of strength. We're actually bringing great sense of strength into the foundation from the hips down of the body. So in yoga, that supports the whole system to have a strong foundation. And when you're done with your marching, roll back down onto the floor and once again, ground that tailbone and then round the back. Great. Then rock up to sitting or roll to one side and come up to sitting. And we're going to do our sitting twist. So we're going to cross that right leg over the left or bring that foot up alongside the left leg if that's better for your joints. Either way is fine. Hold on to the bent knee, sit tall. We're going to wind up to the right and bring that right hand to the floor. And then look over the right shoulder. Long, slow, deep breaths. Now massaging the liver and the gallbladder. So we're really doing deep internal work as well as massaging and stimulating those nerve endings along the spine. And then lifting the hand, wind to the center and counter stretch. You're going to turn past the bent leg and look over the left shoulder for unwinding the spine completely. And release. And let's do the other side. Crossing the left leg over the straight right leg, anchoring the bent knee. Reach out, wind up. Bring that left hand to the floor, sit tall, looking over the left shoulder. Long, slow, deep breaths, massaging spleen, pancreas, and digestive system. So you're getting that really nice massage in the organs on the left, and we're stimulating the spine and all the nerve endings along the spine. Lifting the left hand, wind back to the center, and go past the center all the way to the right and look over the right shoulder. And back to the center. Take 2 legs out. Good. Shake out the legs. We're going to go into one nice double hamstring stretch. So we're going to reach up, stretch for length, take the upper body out over the lower body. Just find your edge. If it's at the knees that you stretch, pull the toes back towards you. It's going to create conversation. So just soften the kneecaps once you create that and relax the thighs as much as you can. With steady breathing, as the legs relax, you'll be able to find a deeper edge, even if it's just a micro movement of new exploration. Hold that nice length into the hamstrings. Breathe. Keep, keep that attention on softening the thighs, relaxing the kneecaps, relax the shoulders. And then roll back up to sitting and shake out the legs. All right, so we do have a little time for an inversion. We're going to do our legs up. So if you've been with me a while, you know to have your chair handy or to bring legs up against the wall. So that is our supported shoulder stand. I'm going to grab my chair. You can always pause and get a chair if you didn't get one. Not if you're live with me right now, but if you're watching this after. Once you get your chair, you're going to come next to the chair sideways and then bring the legs up as you lie back and rest into the floor. Arms are out from the body, palms facing up. Make sure that you are resting into the center of the back of the skull. There's a tendency to point the chin up toward the ceiling. So just find neutral. Just find that place where the neck is resting, the shoulders are held by the floor, the shoulder blades, the middle and upper back resting. And then let that lower back begin to soften as the legs are held in anti-gravity. So we're creating this conversation that allows the body to recover and restore. Make sure that you activate long, slow, deep breaths. As you continue to be in this position, the body naturally slows down. All the systems recover and slow down, and the breath naturally slows as well. Continue to rest and breathe right here in your supported shoulder stand. When the body is turned upside down like this, it is a conversation that the systems understand. There is a slowing down, a cooling, a recovery, a repair of systems deep into the cellular level of the body. feeling how the body is shifting into the suggestion to become heavy and to slow down. There is a value for the body systems in this type of conversation. There's activity going on that is internal. And remember, 20 minutes of this pose is like 1 hour of deep REM sleep to the body. So if you're feeling good here, you can remain there. If you're dealing with anxiety or stress or fatigue, you don't have to move yet. If you're ready to release from the pose, draw knees into the chest and gently roll to one side and nurture yourself up to sitting. And we went into centering at the beginning of our practice. So move back into your center. Let's turn the left palm up and the right palm down. And just moving inward again with the breath, taking you to that space within your own awareness inside where you meet you. Honoring now and receiving the benefits of your work today. You know how you feel. You feel what's emerged and what you value. Receiving those benefits of your work and plugging them into your own well being with the right hand, the symbol of acknowledging our self care. And then bring palms together in front of the heart in prayer pose, honoring now the peace and calm, harmony, strength, and wisdom within you. May the merit of this practice benefit your own well being and the well being of those around you. Peace, peace, and only peace. Gently open your eyes. Namaste. All right, everyone. Take peace and harmony into your day. Remember that you are an energy signature, and your heart and mind are creating the reality that you have within you. And then that is what you're sharing in your external world. And I bring back my little celestite heart crystal to remind us all that we can bring this intention into our body, into our life and experience through our yoga practice. So I really compliment you all for choosing to practice yoga, and I acknowledge your own willingness moving into your mastery. Okay? Take care.